MEGTEC Systems, Inc., located in De Pere's East Side Industrial Park, is a manufacturer of capital equipment serving customers in industrial markets such as printing, packaging, advanced materials processing for lithium-ion batteries, solar films, membranes, as well as equipment and services for the environment, climate, and energy markets. Founded in 1969 and located in De Pere since 1971, MEGTEC's De Pere office is the world headquarters for the company, with 14 locations around the globe. Tim Golden is MEGTEC's Aftermarket Services Director and has helped build and maintain a strong service business segment. He has over 15 years' experience in equipment rebuilds, capital equipment upgrades, installation, oxidization, catalyst, testing, service, and preventative maintenance of air pollution control equipment, industrial drying systems, and heat recovery equipment in the printing, converting, coating, chemical engineered wood manufacturing, can coating, automotive, and many other industries. Tim's prior experience includes equipment manufacturing, testing, commissioning, and technical support for converted products, food and pharmaceutical packaging, and machine tool industries. Wow, Tim, you've done a lot of things that I'm not quite sure what they are.
Yeah, a lot of things. But they all lend themselves to building good products and taking care of customers.
Impressive.
Energy, yes.
So, why is industrial energy reduction important now?
It's important now for a lot of different reasons. One of the main reasons is a closer look at the economy, and everyone's trying to save money on the bottom line. You know, obviously, any dollar you save on energy saves a dollar on the product. Keeps you more competitive, and the more you save on energy of the product, the less it's subject to volatility and pricing, obviously.
Okay.
So there's a lot more focus on it. Some of the staffing wasn't out there previously to look at some of these products and projects to try to save money.
In companies, you mean?
In companies,
okay.
Yes. And the cost of energy is really not a substantial part of a product. It's the labor, and it's the staffing and the building that is most of the cost.
But as energy costs go up, then of course it's something people want to take more of a look at because you can really control that.
Yes, if you look at the big picture for energy, like you said, small amount goes into the product itself, but if you look at it on an annual basis, there's a lot of energy used.
Yes, considerable sums of money. So how can I or a company recover waste energy? And what is waste energy?
Waste energy here, and I guess I'll put it in simple terms, if you look at the stack on the roof, and you'll see, especially here in the Green Bay area, with a lot of paper mills, most stacks have some type of energy coming out of them, or particulate matter, and we look for high quality, high energy exhaust streams, where we actually take the heat from them, and what we call the source, and we try to transport over to a user. It could be a tank, it could be heating a building, it could be a process, or numerous other uses, or for the process itself.
So you take what's being just flown out into the air and reuse it again?
Yes, we do. We take it out and we find the best use for it. We find the most efficient method to transport it to the user.
Okay.
And the more the process is used, being year-round in the process itself, the payback is typically better. You know, if you're seasonal, when you use the energy for building heat, per se, you have less of a payback because there's a shorter period.
Okay.
Per year.
So the longer the use goes, the greater the payback. That makes sense. That makes sense. So what are the uses for this recovered energy?
We can use it for building heat. A lot of the industry has a need for makeup air and adding air to the building. There's makeup air units there that exist. We can basically take the heat from the process and bring that in and use it to recover from the process and heat that building. We can use it to preheat the process itself that builds the heat. Tanks, drying and curing products. There's a lot of uses for the energy.
How long has this type of technology been available?
We've been working with this technology for the past 40 years. And
40 years?
Well, it's incorporated into our equipment.
Okay.
And now it lends itself to add-ons and standalone heat recovery equipment. Yes.
I think probably myself, evidenced by my surprise at the 40 years, is it's just recently been in the media, and we've just started talking about the greening concepts that are involved in clean jobs and clean economy and all of that. I just didn't realize they've been going on that long. So you guys have been in this for a while.
We've been in the business for quite a while, and again, as the economy changes, as fuel prices change, as there's more focus on greenhouse gases and products of combustion, there too is a very big factor in reducing energy usage, because you're going to reduce that. It's also going to be another factor to reduce it than the lost track of what I was talking about there. In addition to the saving of money, you do reduce greenhouse gases. It turns you into a little greener company, and it's good for the earth.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And it's something we're all concerned about. Now, I know this is just something that's just coming with MEGTEC about the lithium-ion batteries, and that's something that you're just getting involved in as a business, correct?
Yes. Some of our equipment lends itself to the production of the batteries or components of the batteries, and that work is beginning at this point. And we're looking forward to a good future in partnerships with these manufacturers.
Is there financial assistance available? We've had focus on energy but what else is available?
Yeah, there's a lot of federal and local and state finance available, not just for the equipment itself, but for the feasibility studies. There's a lot of great websites. Desire, for example, is a good website.
Is it desire.com?
Desire.com. And that will take you to all states, and you can filter through there to try to find the right people to contact. Typically, it's not what they call a prescriptive refund or credit. It is something that's custom, but you send it in, they justify it, and you work out some kind of a incentive for you. The other good resource is to talk to your local utility company, and they can usually point you in direction.
Public service was just had some folks on, and we're talking about that. So how can I get started evaluating this process energy use? How could if I'm a manufacturer, how could I get involved in that?
The best thing to do is have some interest, and sometimes people think the first thing is to form a team, which is a good concept. Speak to your EHS manager or your energy manager and really do an emissions inventory and see what you have for emissions and energy from your building and your process. There again, try to find the good sources, find good users for the sources. Look at doing some budgetary equipment pricing. There's a lot of free tools available through a lot of different websites here locally, and you can do some payback analysis. And at the end, justify it, bring it to management, and try to save some energy.
Great, thank you very much. This is fascinating. I had no idea of the breadth of things that were happening out there, and absolutely no idea it had been going on as long as it had at MEGTEC or any place else for that matter. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us for our premiere edition of Chamber Chat. Next month, we will be featuring festivals in Wisconsin. They're a great amount of fun, but they're also a great economic driver for our businesses and for tourism. We'll be bringing in some experts and, of course, talking about a festival that we have coming up right here in De Pere. If you're seeing this program on YouTube or you're seeing it outside a community that you live in, please contact us at deperechamber.org, and we'll contact your cable provider about getting this program in your community. We thank you again and want to give special thanks to St. Norbert College for hosting us and for managing our program. We'll see you next month. I'm Cheryl Dietrich, President of the De Pere Area Chamber of Commerce, and thank you for watching Chamber Chat.